What's up guys, Ronaldo here and welcome, and today I want to do a bit of a different video, and today I want to react to my video I uploaded about 9 months ago, last year, at the end of the last year. I made a tier list and see how that tier list evolved. Did I have some good takes? Did I mess up somewhere? Did I have some bad takes? And I think it's going to be an interesting one to see how the meta changed and how things evolved during time. So let's get right into it. Don't worry, they're all getting moved around. Personal beef with Giselle, and she's gonna have her own tier. That's how bad she is. Enough said, let's get into the other tier. So the god tier is gonna stay. This guy immediately starts off his video by slandering Giselle. I like this guy. He's on the same page as me, not gonna lie. He's on the same page as me. A lot has changed. Like, looking at this, so many units have changed. It is immaculate. For example, I think down, right? All of these mages go down, but someone who goes up, for example, is going to be the Magda right here. The Verna is going to stay there simply because she performs very well in Gear 8-1, and on top of that, because the faction has changed, right, with the Cursed Lords, and on top of that she has still that bond skill with the Silas in terms of the mages. Who else would we change in terms of the mages? I think, honestly, I would put in the Anora up here. I think I would put in the Anora up here into S+ tier, and I want to see what I said about the Nora. I want to see about what I said about the Nora, actually. She's an interesting unit, especially. It's coming that are able to finish out the last enemy. And that's really his main purpose. Now, next S tier unit is going to be Anora. Anora is super good for Guild Wars, and Guild Wars specifically is where she shines with her consistent magic damage dealing. This is what I said about Beatrice. Beatrice could be very good there as well, as she deals a lot of consistent damage, unlike these guys that are burst oriented in Guild Wars. How does Beatrice perform, guys? Let me know, because I haven't, since I came back, I don't have her on my account. I only tested her during her release. I found her a bit underwhelming, but I heard she's kinda underrated. How does she perform? Let me know, guys, let me know. Is she better than expected? Because at the moment she's B, right? You kind of want to have consistent damage as good players are able to abuse. Look at the Beatrix slander here. Whereas Anora has a very high consistency of damage output, so poor Beatrix. Good there as well. Kai, you can use him. I didn't even say anything about the Anora passive. Didn't really say anything about the Anora passive, but I think definitely because of the Anora passive, because she cannot be debuffed or anything like that, she should be in S+ tier, honestly, nowadays. Let me know how you guys feel about it. But I think in terms of some PvE stages, not the gear rates, right? But some PvE stages where you cannot have that attack buffer for your units, I think Anora is super good and deserving of an S+ tier. Maybe I'm overestimating her on that note, but I think she's super solid on these kind of spots there. And then another unit that I want to go over right now, I think, oh, the Twyla has already been only S tier from the get-go. That's interesting. I guess I really didn't like the fact that she's only 1 turn tile range and only for Guild Boss 2. But here the Kikiri, this guy. Now, on hindsight, guys, of course, guys, you're gonna be like, oh, what the heck is this guy doing with the Kikiri in S tier? The Kikiri definitely, nowadays, is definitely God tier. But you need to consider on this tier list that I did is I ranked everyone on A0, and the glory days where we could just play everything on A0 and make it work are over, right? The meta has shifted. We need the skill ups, we need the crystals nowadays, and the Kikiri was rated on A0, but nowadays I would rate him with skill ups. And with skill ups he's definitely a god tier unit for sure. And I think also what you need to consider on the Kikiri is, of course, that the Abyss wasn't out there, right? He was mainly there for, neither was Malric Trials. He was mainly there for the Guild Boss 2, and that's why he was only S tier only, right? So okay, let's see who else did we cook or did we mess up. I think was quite low on the Zilla2 already back then. Let's see if the changes of the Zilla2 did anything. I'm not sure, honestly. But the Numera, I think her rating was before she even came out. What's going on with her rating? Why is she so low? The poison meta wasn't there. The poison units were not there with the Numera. Oh, where's the Numera? Numera has changed, right? A lot from back then. That's something I was completely off. I mean, how would I know? But F tier. Who is F tier? She's awful. She competes with mages. Facts. And mages, AoE mages and fighters are the two most contested facts classes in the game, and facts, tell him that doesn't keep up. This guy's cooking. She's F tier. She's F tier. She doesn't keep up with her damage output. No, I agree with this guy. All of these top tier. Yes, AoE same takes as me in the game. God tier is gonna be Ardea as well. Yeah, 100%, 100%. For PvP as well. PvP she's better than Volca. PvE Volca isn't better than her. But yeah, Volca's still not strong still for PvP to this day super PvE, good, right? So in that aspect, super solid unit to have. In terms of this guy cooked. Arena, he also looks kind of the same as me, doesn't he? Oh, Aylin. Let me hear the Aylin take actually. I think I had a good take on the Aylin. Tier and not A tier is really one thing. Ah, okay. The Aylin already, because back then she was kind of weak. She wasn't really used anywhere. Got stronger and stronger. But I still put her in S tier. I'll put her at the bottom of S tier. Same tier as Fersi. She has good damage negation, AoE damage negation for her team. But the main reason why she's S tier and not A tier is really one thing, and that is, we go take a look at Aylin. That is actually multiple things. First up, her burst healing is insane. Second up, her range is super unique as well. Gives her a lot of use case as well. And the third thing is really her artifact, her exclusive artifact as well, is able to make her invincible. Yeah, so invisible, not invincible. Therefore not being able to hit, which allows you to place her down in some of the campaign stages as well. And yeah, she's super good, super underrated unit. Underrated for Samurai 2, great to have. For campaign, super good. And also the other thing that puts her in S tier that I forgot to mention is she's 6 cost, making it very good for Epilogue and Void Rift as well. And when you're in a time, like in a battle for time, right, where you battle for the cost. Yeah, I agree. Like, oh, I need cost. Well, guess who's low cost? 6 cost Aylin, super strong healer. I agree. Micah gonna stay like she used to stay in B tier. Not a big fan of her. Agree on the Micah as well. Her damage is not as high. Her shield break is good. Yeah, I don't like the Micah either. I don't like the Micah either. That said, let's go to Numera. All right, but I wanted to see the Numera. Let's see the Numera. The next up, Aylin, I'll put her at the. Bro just skips the Numera just like that. What is bro doing here? Bro just skips her, puts her in B tier. That said, the Numera, right? There was no poison comps back then. There was no poison comps, and she was only on test server. Hasn't been released back then, and she's been buffed from this video. So, it might look as a bad take here, but I remember things now as clear as day. She wasn't out back then, and she has been buffed on the test server, and there was no poison comps, and back then she was actually not good. So we are fine with this rating. We're fine with this rating. You're okay. You're fine with this, Ronnie. Let's see what else you've cooked up here. Let's see what you've cooked up here. Which other takes do we have? Now the Giselle, beautiful. Of course, Giselle, get her out of here. Then another one that we definitely need to take a look at. Now I'm just looking at this list, and I'm just seeing if I find some other ones that we need to take a look at. The Wukong wasn't released back then, I guess, when I did this tier list, was he? At least I don't see him on the list. No, he was not released back then. Okay, but I would have put them in S tier back then as well, considering I ranked everything on A0, right? Who else will we change? I think the Jira has fallen off. I think Jira A tier, I think. And also, who else do we have here? Twyla, I think we would have to put her in A tier as well. While she's good, super good in Guild Boss 2 still, while she's good in Abyss still, I think the Wukong and the Kikiri are just him, right? They're just too much of a competition for her. Just like the Lust, she would also have to fall down. The fighters are just too competed, too much contested. Like the difference between Kikiri and Wukong is just too high to justify any other fighters, really. This is simple as that. It's simple as that. Now I think the Cerberus has aged quite well. Maybe we could put him up here simply for his Gear Raid 1 performance. Let me see how we rated our boy Cerberus here actually. Let me see how we rated him. Next up, we're gonna have Cerberus, another unit that has used to be strong in AoE arena, had a quick fall. Then he's here in A tier simply because he does good damage with his AoE. Yeah. He's very good for Codex still, and he has a very unique kit that can be used with his artifact, which is actually quite strong. Let's continue with okay, so I found him pretty decent, but I didn't find him very necessary. But now with the Gear Rate 1, right, with Gear Rate 1 meta being so curse focused, I think definitely the Artemis should be up here in S tier, and the Cerberus probably also. And you could maybe even make an argument for Verna taking her from S plus, right? Taking her from S plus because the curse meta. Maybe you could even make an argument to put her up here. Also, she's dead. The Verna up here simply because she is so good for Gear Rate 1, and on top of that she is super nice for your Silas. That said, outside of that, I think S plus is still good for her. But she's the bond skill on top of that having a lot of value, right? And we have this is also a change. We have this down, this down. Let's just this down, down, up. And we have down, we have up. We have a lot of changes, guys. Aylin up even further, right? Even though I think I had a good take on the Aylin back then, I think she's aged even better than expected, and with the Abyss and everything, she's really come to fruition. So S plus. Then who else up? Then who else? We could maybe finish up. What do you guys think of finish? I think S is still good here for the Fini versus here. And then other than this, I think more or less I'm happy with it. Right, the Numera of course goes up by a large margin because she's so good for poison comps nowadays. That said, previously maybe you could even put her S plus. I'm not too sure about that. We're gonna put her in S tier because she's just for boss killing with the poison, right? Then she's a big question mark. Also the Sadie I think goes up as well with the addition of Gear Rate 24 as well. And who else we have? I think the Maw, he was just rated for the Guild Wars BP, so we can leave him there. I think the Dursa we could put into A tier, maybe even S. I think A tier simply because he's only there for the Valderon, and the Valderon has become stronger, and because the Valderon has become stronger, the Dursa has subconsciously also become stronger. But it's not because the Dursa is so good, but it's because of the Valderon, right? Then she been buffed. I'm still not too high on her, I'll be honest. Even with her buff. Oh, you know who else needs to go up a large margin? Maybe even S, yeah, right here in S tier. What do we have to say about the Allora? Right? What do we have to say about the Allora? Please, please, please. That could be a bad take from me. I've always been an Allora enthusiast, but at the end of my journey, I was getting a bit lower on the Allora. But let me see here. Next up, we're gonna have Allora, and Allora is gonna be B tier, unfortunately. I think her awakenings are great. Her exclusive artifact, if her exclusive artifact were better, she would be A tier. Yeah. Her whole kit is so sad. Her design is so nice, right? She could easily be with better stats, right? With better scalings, easily be a god tier unit. If she had a little bit more damage, right? If you had to just had that more damage, because that invisibility is super good. We have not even that too bad of a take. I like this guy's take. If you're early game and you don't have the gear, she will help you, right? She will help you. She will help you, yeah, for sure. You just need to know how to use her. You just need to know how to use her. You just need to know how to use her. That said, she's aged even a lot better than expected with the Gear Rate 324, right? Previously in 321 you could just do Idril, you could do Hotsuit, you could do many other things. Now with the addition of Gear Rate 3, she's definitely gonna be, I think, even though she's not really dealing that much damage, maybe still S tier, because she is just that important for it. I would say we could definitely put her S tier. Look at all these changes, guys. It is immaculate how many things changed, right? Her, I think also we put up here. Then Versi, I think, who stays more or less. Oh, the Aries into S tier, maybe S plus. We will put him in S tier. I think with more and more time we will have more and more solutions to the Abyss. Just like the Magnus into S tier. I haven't finished the video yet, but Destin made a video about Magnus potentially being best tank for Abyss. I need to watch that video. So I'll just trust his title. If the title is clickbait, you got me there, but I think it's probably gonna be, knowing Destined, I think it's probably gonna be a good strat and a good video. So I think he's gonna be up there. The Falsi has been also heavily buffed a lot, so I think she's gonna be up here. Honestly, Nocturne, I just don't see a reason to use him. I think her also Codex kinda. I think we put him down here. I think the difference between the Seer and Artemis is just night and day, right? Also Artemis up here in S tier because he's so valuable for the E-Raid 1, the new stages. Oh my god, look at these changes, guys. Look at these changes. And she would go down to S, I think. And Hex would stay. Oh, I'll keep him S. I keep S. S. I mean, these are kind of solid. I like the rest more or less. I think I like the rest more or less. What you guys? What are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking? That's a Zilitu would have went down, but maybe her stock's gonna go up now again after the buffs. We'll have to see. She went down to B tier, very niche. Yeah, honestly, I think this is it. Not too sure about this one. Is B tier justified for her? I don't know. I mean, her spot can be done by a can I say it, a Borut. That said, I mean the pushback. We can put her in A tier, I guess. I don't think her damage is too high. If I'm mistaken about her damage, she could go higher. But Callista, I think, is gonna be A tier, not more than that. I don't think she deserves more than that for that. Oh, but I have her in B tier as well. Well, then we also have her B tier actually. Let's put her let her stay in B tier. And then Kineza, honestly, she's aged tremendously bad, hasn't she? Maybe I'm mistaken. But the dodge chances have not been that good so far. Oh, look at him! How did I miss that? The Kai buffs have been immaculate. Now, we don't really have to go into the Kai, what we said about Kai, because Kai was useless previously. He was useless, but now with the buffs, immaculate. Would go as far as to put the Kai even as high as we have our Allora. Where is my... Yeah. I would even go as far as... Because he helps out so much in terms of the gear rate 1. And I would even go up here, honestly. Bro had the biggest glow up ever. Maybe that's a bit too high for him. But simply because of gear rate 3, because how important it is, and because how much work he can put in there, we might as well put him up there. Look at that. I think that's pretty solid. I think that's pretty good. Outside of that, I like it. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, wait. This one hasn't been ranked. Where did I rank her? I've been impressed. She's definitely S tier. If she's S plus, maybe. But for now, we'll put her in S tier. And
S tier
right next to Phineas. I think
S tier next to Phineas. Okay.
They're both the Infernals. They're the ones that want to see Infernals shine. And with that, I think we have our tier list finished.
Okay, so she's in S tier. I think that's solid for her. I think solid S tier is decent for her. Between A and S, and Phineas, just a bit below Phineas nowadays, isn't she? But that's a solid list then. But I mean, I think considering the effect of the meta back then, it was a good read. Honestly, it was a good read. But considering all the buffs and new content that has been released since that, look at that. Look at how many changes we've got so far. That said, this guy right here, like this guy, also like he had some good takes. I like it. W tier list from this guy. But yeah, that's already it from my side, guys. I will do a video about the power creep in Watch of Realms. I've already recorded it actually, but I thought I want to do this before I upload the power creep video. I want to do this video. Take care, and I'm Ronaldo, and I'm out. Peace.